Coming up on Look Today, Assemblyman Jim Tedisco calls for New York State to pass the Kirby and Quigley's law. I've got details. And the Daughters of the American Revolution Society unveil a new plaque in Saratoga Springs. More on that coming up. And we've got our weekly Look at the Movies with Jackson Murphy. It's all ahead on Look Today. Welcome everyone and happy Friday. I'm J. Hood Jackson and this is Look Today. On tonight's program, I sit down with Mark Josephson. He's the president of the New York State Council on Divorce Mediation, and he's here to talk about his work in helping couples in conflict management. Plus, I also sit down with Joe Dragoni. He's the superintendent of the Ballston Spa School District, and he's here to talk about the school's recent achievements. Plus, we have your weather for the Tri-North counties. But first, these headline stories. Well, in our lead story, Assemblyman Jim Tedisco and other lawmakers have called on the Assembly to pass the Kirby and Quigley's law. Now, the law was named after two dogs that were shot and killed during the act of someone committing a burglary. Well, the bill would make it a felony, punishable up to 2 years in jail for harming a pet while carrying out another felony. Now, the penalty ensures that perpetrators are charged with animal cruelty and serve additional time in prison. Well, this year, the FBI has moved animal cruelty to a top-tier Group A offense. Now, harming an animal is considered a bridge crime, as animal abusers can and often do go on to harm people. Well, Assemblyman Jim Tedisco spoke at a press conference.
Because they passed Kirby and Quigley's bill in the New York State Senate, not 1 year, not 2 years, but 3 years in a row, 59-1, Democrats and Republicans together.
In other news, the Daughters of the American Revolution National Society unveiled a new plaque on Broadway in Saratoga Springs. Well, the plaque recognizes the home of Ellen Walworth. She's one of the four founders of the Daughters of the American Revolution. And we were at the event and spoke to Mayor Joanne Yepsen of Saratoga Springs.
This is an important day because we're recognizing a woman who was a Saratoga Springs resident who created history here. And today there's going to be a plaque that we've just unveiled, as you can see behind me. And this is the DAR who is sponsoring this, our local chapter of the DAR. And the DAR members, of which I'm one on a national level, are joining us here today to unveil this wonderful plaque in front of stewards on Broadway.
Wow. Now, Ellen Walworth was a known historian, and she was an author, and she was a passionate advocate for the importance of historic preservation. Now, we also spoke to the president of the DAR, Mary Wright, about Ellen.
Very proud of her because she did so many things to protect the Saratoga battlefield and preserve it and provide the monuments there, as well as to preserve so many historic sites here in New York State.
Quick sidebar. My daughter is a DAR, Daughter of the American Revolution. I'm a direct descendant of Confederate General John Bell Hood, hence the Hood in J. Hood. Switching from news to weather. Today the skies cleared up and the temperatures increased to the 60s. Well, let's see how the weekend is shaping up. For a more detailed look at our weather, we're going to head to the Glens Falls Weather Center for a look at your first weekend forecast. Back to the news. Well, the Environmental Protection Agency begins its review of the dredging of the Hudson River. The Community Advisory Group has asked the EPA to present measurable data as how effective the dredging has been. Well, the agency has announced that it will follow the science of tracking PCBs, which could take up to 8 years. They will search for PCB levels in fish, water, and sediment to measure the rate of progress. And we will keep you updated on any information regarding this. Up next, we got our weekly look at the movies with Jackson Murphy. He's going to give us an update on new movies at home and in the theater.
Hi everybody, I'm Jackson Murphy with your Look TV Look at Movies. The summer movie season gets off the ground with a bang thanks to the Marvel blockbuster Captain America: Civil War. A division among the Avengers team leads to superheroes having to take sides and friends becoming enemies. All the regular cast of characters are on display, and Marvel newcomer Tom Holland makes his debut as Spider-Man. Captain America: Civil War is rated PG-13. As for new at-home options, Joy is finally out on DVD. Jennifer Lawrence is outstanding in this based on true events rags to riches story of the woman who invented the Miracle Mop. The Choice is the latest big screen adaptation from the king of the modern romance novel, Nicholas Sparks. And the sci-fi fantasy The Fifth Wave puts Chloe Grace Moretz in charge of saving her family during yet another alien attack on planet Earth. Enjoy the movies, everybody, and I'll see you back here next week. I'm Jackson Murphy.
Well, tell me Jennifer Lawrence is an amazing actress. And remember, you can catch a look at the movies every Friday right here on Look TV. Well, up next, I sit down with Mark Josephson. He's the president of the New York State Council on Divorce Mediation. He's here to talk about his work in helping couples in conflict management. Plus, I also sit down with Joe Dragoni. He's the superintendent of the Ballston Spa School District, one hell of a musician, and he's here to talk about the school's recent achievements. But first, if you see news happening, you want to share a story idea, how about join us for an interview? Give us a call on the hotline. The number is 798-8000. Hello. Okay, that's all the time we have for this edition of Look Today. Well, I've got some lookouts for tonight. First goes to Jesselyn and to Drew and Jack and Joel and Andrew Schwarzenegger, who happens to be on vacation. That's the crew that makes this program possible each week, so thank you all. And another one, a good friend of mine, a world-renowned photographer, Paul Kolnick, is opening an exhibit at the National Museum of Dance this weekend. He didn't get in town in time today for us to do an interview with him, but Drew's going to catch it over the weekend and we'll have a report on Monday. But Paul is a world-renowned photographer. His photos of dance and ballet are phenomenal, and they'll be on exhibit starting this weekend at the National Museum of Dance in Saratoga. So stop by if you have a chance. All right, tonight on Look Today, we've got a Beyond the Headlines. We do have some new episodes coming. I'm getting calls about that. And we've got some episodes of Tracks, including a new one. Don't forget, you can tune in Monday night for the stories that matter to you. Have a safe weekend, everyone, and good night.